Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am trying to make this video as quickly as possible so I can get this out to you guys today. We are starting it off with Dixie on a daily time frame. And as you can see, we are actually going to the downside on Dixie. We are opening and closing underneath the 103, which is where I was saying if we lose that level a little bit more to the downside as possible, maybe 102.50. And that's what we're trying to see today. Today's daily close is very important on Dixie as to seeing where it closes. If we close under the 103 level, next week we can go and grind out this 102.50 level, and that will give upside possibilities on Bitcoin, ETH, and tech stocks. You can see that the weekly is rejecting off the 21 very harshly, and as long as we close above that 102.50, we have a possibility of next week going and testing back into that 103.50, like grind sideways in this consolidational range. But the point is right now that the defense right now is on uh, the buyers. They have to defend this 102.75 level. Otherwise, if Dixie loses this, we will see upside in tech and crypto and Bitcoin and ETH. So just be aware of that moving forward. Let's go take a quick look at Bitcoin and see if we're getting some upside push. This was the first thing I saw in the morning, and I was like, hey, and we are getting a little bit of upside, but we didn't get above our level here yet. I think it was like 44,000 we're looking for on Bitcoin. Let's go to the weekly real quick. Today's video, we won't go too long because I have actually stuff to do. All right, so here is our little level in the sand. It's 44,500. If today we get the close up above that level, that will give us confirmation that, hey, Dixie might be looking for that lower end for sure, and Bitcoin will be looking for 45 to 49 next week. And that's the possibility that we're looking at. Also today, if you guys weren't aware, Blackstock, Blackstock, BlackRock actually has more volume for their ETF on Bitcoin than GBTC now, even with all the offloading. So that right there is extremely bullish in my opinion. The dip was bought, guys, not by retail, but freaking institutional buyers trying to be in this game. And around the 35 to 40K area, Sailor was 30K. BlackRock got in around here that we know of. All this other stuff they did over here with their miners and over-the-counter purchases, I'm sure that, they did and we don't know. But right now, they are basically defending this test of support, meaning that yes, continuation of markup of the price is very, very likely. They're not entering in $2-3 billion at this level and then gonna watch the price go all the way back down where their $2-3 billion is a markdown. Do you think BlackRock is number one in the world because of trading like that? Or do you think they're buying it over here with the intention of using additional money to mark up price so they can take their profit and distribute on your face and then come and rebuy it back at the place where they bought it at originally? That's kind of more realistic. So maybe BlackRock is salty that they didn't get in over here, like 30K area, and Sailor is just wagging his tail in their face, going like ha ha ha, and that they're over here buying it up, basically defending Sailor. So I mean, this guy is going to be sleeping pretty for a while, and anyone getting in here is very excited because they are looking for that next leg up. Here's your one, here's two, here's three, here's four. Tiny baby, extremely impatient consolidation, and we're about to mark up on five. And if five is as great as everyone, the highest amplitude is in five, I'm kind of thinking we just take out the all-time high if we're gonna go for it. I mean, that's $20,000 away. That's about 100, almost 100% move on Bitcoin from where we're at right now. I mean, 50%. I know my math, but not something unreasonable, especially in Bitcoin when the supply is this minimal. And you're over here right now, when the halving comes in about 70 days, it will become twice as more valuable because you have a very, very limited asset in the world that someone like BlackRock's trying to accumulate. What about every other little family office around the world that are trying to get in on this ETF bandwagon as well? Not to mention, let's go take a look at ETH. But ETH is also something that people are sleeping on right now. So here's ETH on a weekly. Another very, very good buy up. 2,300 was the line in the sand. We've been talking about that for the last 2, 3 days. 2,280 has been defended consistently on the weekly. So yeah, if we close above 2315 this week, I'll be looking for next week to go into that 2,400 to 2,500 on ETH. And that's all depending on how today's Friday closes. Today is retail payday. People will get money in their hand. If they're feeling like a risk on mentality with all the banks around the world holding interest rates, if they feel a little bit of risk on mentality, they can start to accumulate into the markets, kind of like what I did last 2 weeks. One thing I want to tell you guys of word of caution: markets are trying to figure out what the ECB and the USA Fed is going to do with interest rates, including Japan. I would put money on the fact that we are going to cut rates, but already the nail in the coffin is kind of there for me. I said specifically that I didn't care what occurred with rates as long as employment stayed steady. The fact that we are starting to lay off a lot of tech heavy companies and we still didn't cut rates, and that's the next step. I'm going to assume more layoffs will be coming into a lot of these jobs that are going to be automated, and some companies downsizing because the recession is around the corner. That is going to affect markets. If you have a high unemployment and you have the Fed cutting interest rates, more than likely the recession is guaranteed, because with higher unemployment, those people are sitting at home with no money. You have rate cuts. Well, that's going to put less profitability in companies domestically. So they're not going to be looking to expand and increase employment. So now that's another snowball effect where the companies are not reinvesting in themselves because rates are not in their favor. And that is going to be a snowball effect that will make the grind of the lows a little bit harder. These are little things that will take time to manifest into markets, almost like a year. But I am already aware that we are nearing our blow off top. Whatever upside we're getting right now is the point of the market where you should be taking off some of your positions in profit, just in case that there is a blow off top. When we get to those unreasonable levels, like it's not going to be here, it's going to be like over here somewhere or higher. If we get to that blow off top, the retrace from that top is where I want to enter, because it'll be like a 40, 50, almost 80% blow off from the top. So if you think of it that way, if we invert this chart, and I take my little ruler over here, from here, the top, all the way down to here, here's 80% breakdown. You understand what I mean? So that is a very, very reasonable for a blow off top. Now, where is our blow off top in this situation? Well, I would be going like this. Maybe the bottom is this one, right? Sure. Where is 80% from there? Well, that's 250. Yeah, from the bottom, you guys are already, we're at multiples. I'm not going to use this low because that one is not going to be a reasonable one, but let's say this low here. And you're at 80. And I'm just trying to point this out because no one does stuff like this. And I'm just showing you we're very near um, potential reversal, but I'm not going to put it in the cards until we actually see open and closes at those levels. So we're at the 80%. If they want to hurt the shorters, we just took 80% off the low, meaning anyone with leverage is now officially pushed out of market. And if this is where we wanted to actually short from and bring it back here or lower, well, that's why this 80% is a significant level, and that's kind of probably why you got that hard rejection from the low to that level. So that's basically all I have for you guys today. I would be waiting for the weekly close today at CME, which is like 6 p.m. Eastern for USA. And then Sunday for perps to close, because CME is going to be one data point. Perps on Sunday for the weekly candle will be another data point. At least today, at the end of the day, we'll be able to see if we're going to have like some sort of CME gap, which we can try to scalp in the weekend. Aside from that, there's not going to be anything for me to do other than make another video on an altcoin that I plan on investing in. And yeah, that's about all I have for you guys today. If you guys have any questions or concerns, leave it in the comment section below. If you guys have any other assets you guys are interested in me looking over, leave a comment in the comment section below or come join me on my Discord server and talk to me live. The link to the server is in the description of this video below, alongside all the other affiliate services that I use and recommend, like the MEXC link that helps this channel grow. So thank you so much. And the last thing I'll say is keep your eye on DXY. The second it gets above 103, you have a risk of it bottoming out and continuing upside. But if it has a 4-hour open and close underneath 103 after New York Open, then maybe we have a chance for a nice upside swing on Bitcoin ETH, and this can go to 102.